Hello, thanks for watching. Subscribe down below if you're enjoying. In this video I'm going to take you through my thoughts on the Artis Opus Series S brush set. So hopefully you've already watched my review of the Artis Opus cleaning products and their range. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. You can check it out afterwards. So at the same time as I ordered those, I ordered the set of brushes. Now this was a bit of a treat to myself when I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you all very much for following along and giving me excuses to buy more hobby products. So yeah, now at about 260 odd subscribers. So again, massive thank you for following. Definitely keeps me motivated to do more videos, and I hope that I can keep you entertained by putting some stuff out. So it was over a month ago that I ordered these. Took an awfully long time to arrive, and essentially because the S0 brush is completely out of stock. It took an email from me to say, where's the set, before they told me, but then a quick email back and they switched it, and it came a couple of days later, so not a bad service. Now you'll see there I've had it engraved, Adam's Hobby stuff across the top. That's an extra thing you can do for £5-6, and I just thought, you know what, why not? It'll serve as a memento of hitting that 100 subscriber mark. And look, actually, I'm sure lots of people get a bit of joy and love out of seeing their name or whatever engraved across the top of their brush set as it's sat on the desk, because it certainly is a nice thing to have. So the box was the first thing to talk about. Now there were a couple of bits of damage on there. You see at the front top left corner there was a bit of roughness on there, and then down the edges at the back there's a bit of roughness around that top panel, which I assume is the panel that they must put into a machine to laser it. Now I did just get some sandpaper and sand it down, and it ends up being absolutely fine, but obviously a little bit of quality control miss there. So what's this little sheet? You get a little care information, how to take care of your brushes, gives you some details of some of the sponsored artists that they obviously use. On the other side there at the bottom it gives you a quality control check date, which I think got missed with a couple of the issues in here. So in the set you get a lovely little pot of brush soap, which I've used in, again, the previous video. It's only about 10 ml, so it's not mountains, but it's enough to have you through a good few months of use of the brushes, I would imagine. So, and again, it is lovely soap. Definitely a nice little add-on to be in there as a bit of an extra. Now I've got 4 brushes in this set. You can order a set with 5, but I've got the four sizes: 000, 00, 1 and a 2. So what on earth do those sizes mean? Look, it's just a way of them gauging their brush size. Interestingly, I compared these to a couple of the sets of brushes I've got that also use the same numbering, and they're not the same size, and that's fairly common when you get brushes from different manufacturers. You know, it's a rough guide. They're not standard between manufacturers, but it gives you a gauge of where we're at. So I got these 4 sizes to see really what would suit me in particular. Now the 000 and 00 are very much super fine detail brushes. 00, you know, it's like eyes and teeth. 000, it's like that insane level of detail that you can do of putting dots into eyeballs and that kind of thing. So very, very fine detail brushes, very thin. Your 1s and 2s I've got here are more like your standard brushes that you would do either base coating with maybe the 2 or just going through the layers with the 1. So definitely happy with you know, the sizing that I've got in there, and you know what, in the end actually taking out that 0 and putting in the 2, I think for me is definitely a better choice. So obviously that would depend on yourself what you're going to do. So sort of an accidental thing because of being out of stock of the 0 has probably actually really benefited me in the end. So you know, happy days. So that's the 4 brushes. Initial impressions, really nice weight in the hand. They do feel definitely quality in there, and you can tell that with some brushes. And you go to cheaper end brushes, they feel light, they feel kind of cheap, but these definitely, initial impressions, very good quality. So I'm just doing one model painting here, and this typically is how I use my higher quality kind of sable brushes. You know, I do, as I've said in the previous video, I do paint generally with a different range of brushes, but my better quality ones I'll dig out to do the characters in the army, or a single figure if I'm doing that. So I'm not someone that paints with the Kolinsky sable brushes that cost 50 odd quid every single day, mostly because I'm not that good. And that's the thing with these brushes, you can tell these brushes are better than me. You know, you look at the quality of some of the artists that are using them, and they're blow your mind kind of quality. But not to say us mortals can't use these things as well and have an enjoyable painting experience. So I just thought I'd test it on a single figure, mostly because lots of little detail on this Necromunda squat from Forge World that I've picked up for a while. Lots of little detail areas, lots of different sizes of areas you want to paint, so a good opportunity for me to test all the kind of different sizes of the brushes. Now I've obviously flicked through the paint scheme in time here. and I'm on to just doing the red leather effect on the gloves. Now there's like an Aquila on the left hand glove. Now normally I'd just slapped around it, probably got lots of paint on the Aquila and then not worried about it and covered it up later, but I thought, well, let's give it a go. So I'm switching to the 000 here and literally using the tiniest of fine points to go around that Aquila on that glove and really just show the control that you can have with these brushes. And I was very, very impressed. This is one of the very few models I've ever actually painted the whole thing and not made some sort of slip up or mistake, and that's the controllability of these brushes. So very, very good. Fast forwarding again to the kind of detail layer after I've done some ink washing and things, and just working on literally the nose, the lips of the model with some flesh there. And again, super fine detail brushes, super controllable. The S series that they've got are the slightly longer bristles. So they do the S and the M. The S is a longer bristled brush. The M is like a short, stubbier brush. I prefer a longer bristle myself personally because it holds more paint in the bristles itself. And even with the small brushes in the set, they do hold enough to, you know, work for a good few seconds or a couple of minutes, maybe working around some of the highlighting layers you see in here. So just working on a little bit of edge highlighting on the straps there. And again, very, very controllable, very happy with the detail we can get on. So painting this model, it was only about 3 hours of work, but it gave me an opportunity to use all the brushes for a decent amount of time and really experiment to see what they're like. And you know what? Yep, super controllable. They snap back to being in good state really well. So back to the set again. You saw me prodding the foam there. I've just squished all the foam down the middle, make the brushes easier to get out. That's just a me one. But the brushes are back to absolutely normal, really good quality tips. The points on there are excellent. Really pleased with it. Now there was a bit of an issue with my size 2, you could see there, but there's a bit of yellowing around underneath where the ferrule is, where some glue's leaked out when it's been done. Bit of a QC issue there, definitely. I emailed them and told them about it, sent them some pictures. They sent me out another size 2, so very impressed with their customer service. You know, something goes wrong, they fix it. Super impressed with the brushes. I loved painting with them. Again, as I said before, these brushes are better than me. Are they worth it? Back to that question. 50 odd quid for a set of brushes. It's a lot of money. But you know what? I loved painting with them. I'm going to have these for a long time. They're not going to be regular brushes. They're the brushes to paint single models and have a treat with. So look, go for it. If you've got the money, fantastic, do it. If you haven't, get some normal brushes. Do your thing. Thank you all very much. Cheers for watching.